to a brand new episode of Project Analysis Series. Today we are going to talk about Lentor Central, the second post-harmonized project in Lentor Hill Estate.
Yes, so this is also developed by Hong Leong, the main developer, Guaco Land, and this time around they actually brought in CSC, which is one of the main builder of a lot of condos in Singapore, and they are also involved in ELTA. So in terms of Lentor Central, we have seen many nice layouts to share with you guys. So
Yes.
I think this is one project that is super interesting.
I'm so excited because when I saw the quantum, I was very excited.
Yeah, so from the price that we hear, I think it's quite attractive. But the key thing is what? The key thing is that they are going to launch on the 22nd. They are going to start the preview.
Yes.
So which means that if you want to wait for them, you will miss out ELTA and Parktown, which means that you cannot go back in time to go and buy ELTA and Parktown. So you got to make a decision before that, whether I want to wait for this or I want to go for the rest first. Today we are going to go through a lot of the floor plans, and in Lentor analysis, we always like to compare to the surrounding projects. We are not going in depth into prices in Lentor analysis because the most important is understand what type of supply is in this area, because there's so many projects in this surrounding, and next time all of them will be your competitors, even though they are from the same developers. In resale market, they don't care. When you buy, you want to sell, they will be reviewing all the units in the surrounding. So you must know what are the type of units that I want to go for. Okay, these are some of the image that we have. Not so important, but we'll show you.
Move on to the
this is the project information.
So Lentor Central have got 477 units. I think that's main point number one. Second thing is that the completion is also 2030. These days are all around this time, right?
No later than 2030. I honestly do think that if they sell fast, they will also complete fast. Because Lentor Modern is really coming out already. It's going to finish soon. So it's about 3 years.
They were all, because for this area, they were all collectively TOP around the same time. So we really have to pay a very close attention to your neighbors, your competitors' layout, etc.
But one good thing about Lentor Central is what? There's a lot of projects that's launched around the same time, like Lentor Hill, Hill Law, Lentor Mansion. They are all very close by in terms of the launch time and Lentorial. So the two advantage projects that you have is actually Lentor Modern, because they go much earlier. Then the next one is actually Lentor Central. We don't want to be stuck in the middle, because when we are in the middle, which means we will have more competition. So when you're in the middle, you really need to stand out. But if not, then chances of the buyers who want to buy resale market, they already bought most of the units. Those that is waiting for Lentor Central, they might not be comparing so much in terms of the other projects. They might be looking forward to the TOP or Lentor Central. So there's a certain advantage that you have. So in terms of site plan and distribution map,
this development is actually quite straightforward, only got 2 blocks. So if we were to face towards this way, which is the south facing, this will be facing the park. And if you were to face this way, it will be kind of like a block view, because you have got residential units over here. Right?
So the premium unit might all be in the south facing, but if you look at the development, right? If you are buying block 20, if you go for the north facing, you go for the lower floor, you get the pool view facing. So it's still quite okay. And going to the south facing, you buy the lower floor, you still get the pool view facing. Some units that might not be the most preferable will be the block 18 north facing, because you get a very small pool view.
And you're facing a future land plot. We don't know what's going to happen there.
Yes, so the rest of the facing, I think, is still all quite alright. Unless you are going for the block 20 high floor, which you pay a premium and you might be blocked also. Next, the elevation chart, we have 1 bedroom all the way to only 4 bedroom in Lentor Central. So those who are looking to buy a big unit in Lentor area, to be honest, Lentor Mansion, the 5 bedroom are still quite attractive. Why? Because you see, there's not a lot of 5 bedroom in the whole surrounding. 5 bedroom is quite limited in this whole vicinity. So this is something that you can consider if you are looking at 5 bedroom, but we do not have anything in Lentor Central. You can look at the surrounding, what do we have?
Alright, now on to the unit mix itself. As like all other developments in Lentor area, the one with the most number of units will be the 2 bedroom, which is 44%, also close to half.
Close to half. So most of the projects everywhere is usually 2 bedroom have the most number of units. But if you see this development is actually quite evenly distributed. The 4 and the 3 is actually the same amount number of units. End of the day, with this type of configuration, honestly, I would think that 3 will be a better choice. Why? Because 3 always have more demand. 3 always have more units. Last time all the projects 3 is usually 30+%, 40%. But in Lentor Central it's only 22%, which means that next time you want to sell the 3, it will be easier because there will always be more demand in terms of 3-bedroom compared to 4. That's why developers are building more 3. But some developers see that the trend now, people like to buy bigger unit. But honestly, when we serve resale buyer, we still know there will be more demand in 4-bedroom, but there isn't so many compared to 3. So if you got the same amount of numbers of 3 and 4, 3 will be a safer choice now.
But the thing is that the 4-bedroom here is actually in a very good size. So I think in terms of quantum, it's actually very attractive, where I don't think you can get this kind of 4-bedroom in anywhere in the current new launch market.
Lentor is always like that. I find it very interesting in this area because a lot of people hear Lentor, they relate it to Yishun. Okay, why? Because you want to go Yishun, you have to go through Lentor, correct? But actually Lentor is very close to Ang Mo Kio. So that's one thing. Location-wise, it's actually quite good. But the special thing about Lentor is that every time a new launch come out, you actually go back to almost the day one price of the previous launch. So like example, Lentor Central come out, the price that they are giving you might be almost the same as maybe Lentor mentioned day one price if you are taking equivalent size unit. So you always got a new chance to actually buy a unit at a cheaper price.
Yes.
That's one thing that is very interesting here. And the demand, because there's so many units that is coming out, right? So many projects, the buyers, a lot of them are already bought. So usually Lentor projects don't sell as fast as like Ori, like maybe Park Town. They will all sell faster because for so long no launch ma. Here always got launch ma. So a lot of buyers already bought. So you have more options to actually buy. In terms of Lentor.
But you look at the current inventory of Lentor area, actually a lot of projects is either fully sold or like 80-90%.
Correct.
So the demand is still relatively there.
Demand is there, but of course what I'm trying to tell you is that the launch day demand will not be as high as the rest. So you got a better option. Even if your queue number not so good, you still got a chance. If you're buying for investment, own stay, I can't say, because own stay you need to know why you want to stay. But investment wise, if you have tried Park Town cannot get, Alta cannot get, you can't Lentor, maybe got very good chance. So this is something that you can put it into your inventory to see. But now we are going into the area, it's a 1-bedroom first. So 1-bedroom.
Okay, for the 1-bedroom, we have one size, which is 463 square feet, 2 different layouts. In terms of the layout, there isn't much of a difference. So both over here, they are of the same facing, but over here, this particular stack over here, right, because it's pool view, so we do expect maybe a slight premium for the lower floor or even the higher floor as well. But for the 1-bedroom over here in this area, I think main thing is that we want to know, is the 1-bedroom like a bit oversupply here or not? So we are going to compare to a nearby town, which is Hougang. In terms of the 1-bedroom supply in the entire Hougang, we have approximately 2,000 over units. So if you currently own a 1-bedroom or 1+ study in Hougang specifically, and you do experience trouble selling, this could be the main reason why, because there's an oversupply of such units in this area. Then, if we compare it to Lentor Hill Estate, okay, currently in the Lentor Hill Estate, it's surrounded by either industrial or landed. So we do not have a lot of condos over here. The only 2 condos we have is Thomson Grand. Okay, I'm going to use Thomson Grand over here, and also this Meadow and Pierce. Meadow and Pierce have got the 1-bedroom, but frankly not many on sale as well. So if we were to consider the entire Lentor area, excluding Lentor Central, right, there's only 182 units of 1-bedder.
182 over 1944, which is 9.4%. The main reason being Lentor land are all sold after the 85 square meter ruling, which developer is a bit difficult to build a lot of 1-bedroom. They will want to build more of the big units. But Hougang area, a lot of projects, the big projects, Affinity at Serangoon, Florence Residences, Riverfront Residences are all before 85 square meter ruling. At that point in time, they have about 30% 1-bedroom. But now you can see most of the project either no one bedroom or 9 to 10%.
Yep.
That's usually the trend.
This ruling actually controls the number of units that developer can build. So it actually makes more sense for developer if they were to build bigger units for them. That's why they have to cut down on the supply of the smaller units.
Correct. And you can see here, we always talk about Lentor having oversupply. Total now, excluding Lentor Central, is 1944. Treasure at Template is actually 2,200 units. So honestly, I think 1944, you do not have a huge oversupply issue if you choose the right type of unit. And the difference between Treasure and here is Treasure is one project, everything together. Here is all different projects. So here, if you choose first thing, the right project, because the facilities, the bazaar, the everything is nicer, you already win one step. Second, if you choose a better layout that is rare in this location, you still stand to make a lot from here. But this total 1944 units will actually benefit you, because with 1944 means that they will develop the whole area to vibrant up the whole place, to make it that people can come in and stay. But if you're only building one project of 300 units, then it's also difficult for you to stand alone. So this will be a plus point for you. And some more, you're batch by batch, like every 1 year, 6 months, then one TOP. So it's still not so scary as one shot, 2,000 over units come in.
True.
And Treasure 2,200, still a lot of people make a lot of money. I think that's the main thing. So this is the one bedroom rental.
So for the one bedroom rental, obviously the nearest or the youngest we can reference to is the Meadow at Pierce. For a 1+ study or one bedroom in this development, the rental here is approximately close to $3,000, and within the same development, a 2-bedroom is about $3,500. So why do we want to have these 2 unit type rental for you to see? Because when we were having this discussion, we were a bit concerned that the 1-bedroom may not perform as well, because Lentor mentioned their 2-bed 1-bath is about 517 square feet. So we were concerned, are they going to snatch away our future potential buyer or not? But when we put the numbers side by side, right? Lentor Central assume our purchase price is 2003 PSF. The quantum we are looking at about 1 mil-ish, right? If you were to rent out 3,000, we get the rental price from just now, the Meadow at Pierce, right? Your rental is about 3.3%. And if we compare to Lentor Mansion, which is 527, the average purchase price that they have is 1.2, and for their rental around 3,500, which we gauge from the Meadow at Pierce as well, the rental yield is around 3.4. So you can see that actually, even though Lentor Mansion has got a 2-bed 1-bath, that is very similar in size, very close in size to the Lentor Central's 1-bedroom plus study, the rental yield will not be easily affected.
Even though you got very attractive price and size of a Lentor Mansion at 527, you do enjoy almost the same rental yield. But of course, if you are looking at selling, now let's see, if I buy 1.2, let's say I want to sell 1.4 million here, and I want to sell at same, I want to make 200,000, I want to sell at 1.26 million here. So the challenge is when I want to sell, this is a 2-bedroom, this is a 1-bedroom. So in terms of selling wise, in terms of profitability wise, I think 1-bath will still make more sense. But if you are taking a strategy of I want to get started, I want to buy something, I want to buy and rent out, then I think Lentor Central, the 1-bedroom, you still got quite a decent yield, and the key thing, the purchase price will still be at a quite a manageable range.
Correct.
And if you talk about 1 million, and maybe there's unit 900,000+ from the starting from the cheapest unit, it's very difficult to find in the market currently, plus to buy in quite a central location. I mean, this is very crucial for your rental yield. So this is something that is important.
Now on to the 2-bedroom. For the 2-bedroom, we do not have 2-bed 1-bath. The smallest we have is actually the 2-bed 2-bath. So for the 2-bed 2-bath, there are only 2 sizes, however in very different so-called layouts. Okay? But if you were to look at the layout, right, only one of them is a classic layout, which is this particular 689 square feet. The other 2 layout, they are both the dumbbell, which is pretty common. So over here, because when it comes to 2-bed 2-bath, other developments have a lot of 2-bed 2-bath as well. So now we want to take a look at.
So this one got 26, 26, 27, correct?
Yep, it's comparable.
Which means that in total, the dumbbell got 53 units. then the non-number got 26 lah. So this is for Lentor Central alone. But now we want to see other developments.
Yes. So when we compare Lentor Central's 2-bed 2-bath, which is 678 square feet, we compare to Hewlett Green, Lentor Mansion, and Lentor Rear. The reason why I plonk these three developments in comparison to Lentor Central here, because this layout over here are not a direct comparison. Okay, because why? All their kitchens are open concept. It's all kitchenettes. As compared to what we have here at Lentor Central, it's all enclosable.
And you got a glass panel here. And that is something that is not commonly seen in a 2-bedroom. Usually, if they do, it's totally open up. It's just a corner or it's a wall here, but this is a glass panel. So you got a good 2-bedroom kitchen to talk about.
So something that we can actually compare with is actually Lentor Modern and also Lentor Hue, because they have comparable 2-bedroom.
So Lentor Hue, actually, to be honest, all these three that we saw, they are not comparable, which means that in actual fact, if we compare, this is my first choice, correct? So all this we are out. But if you look at these two, Lentor Modern and Lentor Hue, honestly, both of them have slightly more superior layout than Lentor Central in terms of the 2-bedroom. Firstly, Lentor Hue, they got a full glass panel, which means that your kitchen will be bright. You don't need to on light in the afternoon. Okay. For Lentor Modern 6, 7, 8, they still can build in a flexi room here. So this is the advantage that they will be getting.
But downside is only 1 bath instead of 2 bath.
Yes.
However, regardless, right, both layouts are fully sold. The reason why we put out these two is because we want to let you know how much have these two units that are your direct competitor have been transacted at. So over here you can see that Lentor Modern is between the range of 1.35 to 1.67. I think we can take a middle range of 1.5-ish. For Lentor Hue Estate, we are looking at about 1.4, 1.45.
So that's why I say in Lentor is a very special area. Why would I say that? Because if you look at here, this is done at 1.35 to 1.67. This is 1.36 to 1.52. Look at the highest price. Those people who bought at the highest price is because of why? Because there's no more units that they can buy. They will buy the most expensive. But you see, Lentor Hue is launched about 6 months, 1 year after Lentor Modern, correct? And when they launch, the layout is comparable. They launch exactly back at the same price point. So if today Lentor Central come out 1.35, starting from, which means the cheapest, or to your queue there's still 1.45. Can buy or cannot buy? So easy to judge because there's units that's already transacting at this price. So it's a very easy way of analyzing in Lentor area because you have so many done process in terms of a new development in the surrounding to show you people are willing to pay at this price for a unit here. Why people are willing to pay 1.67 for Lentor Modern? Going to TOP. So next time I buy Lentor Central at 1.4, going to TOP, can I sell at 1.67? I think that's a very huge possibility that you can get. That's why I said Lentor area, there's a very special thing. There's always a renewed time that you can buy at the first day price of another development. So you can come back again. So possible, I'm not saying that we will launch at this price, but I think possible.
Got chance really, if you get a good queue number, you can get the day one price. Not of these developments, but when Lentor first begins selling.
Now 2-bed plus study.
Yes, now the 2-bed plus study. Okay, for the 2-bed plus study, we have got 2 different sizes, however in 4 different layouts. For the layouts, you can see really almost identical. I mean, it's all in dumbbell, except that the difference is in the foyer, but you can't really tell like a lot of difference. Okay, so let's move on first because I want to show you that one of the most direct competitor for this particular 2+ study is again Lentor Mansion.
Correct. Because if we talk about here, I mean, just now we talked about the Lentor Hue, right? So this one glass panel, correct? But here, glass panel bigger. So these two will still be the better choice. 786 will still be the top choice if you can get a unit. Let's say there's a 786 10th floor and a 797 5th floor. I will buy 786 But 786 left 25th floor, for example. 797 still got 5th floor. I might buy 797 But in terms of very comparable price, 786 is still the top choice that you would prefer because your kitchen would definitely be much brighter. Okay?
Yeah, so I was just saying earlier that our main concern is that it's very close to Lentor Mansion's 3-bedroom. You can see it's both the same size. Actually, Lentor Mansion is really our most direct competitor because of the way how compact the units are.
Yeah.
So over here, same size, however, they managed to carve out a 3rd bedroom, but it's in dumbbell. So in a way, there is no wastage. They got a proper bedroom.
Those who bought Lentor Mansion, congratulations. Those who bought the 2-bedroom small one, the 3-bedroom small one, really, really congratulate, because we thought when Lentor Mansion launched, they have these sizes, we thought moving forward all like that, but don't have.
No, only Lentor Mansion. We thought all the post-harmonized project will be like that, but
yeah, but don't have. After that,
Yes.
I'll go back to the bigger unit. But
Yep.
of course, not saying that it's not good, but what I'm trying to say that if you're buying, what Joy is trying to say, if you buy 786 in Lentor Central, you will be a bit concerned because Lentor Mansion 3-bedroom is 786. So their average per square foot for Lentor Mansion is actually higher. So the 3-bedroom overall quantum will not be so comparable to Lentor Central. Lentor Central PSF will be slightly lower than Lentor Mansion. So the 2-bedroom will still be cheaper, but it will not be very, very far away because the size is the same.
Yep. Okay. So to round up the selection for the 2-bedroom, our priority is the 2-bed 2-bath because 2-bedroom plus study have got potential competitor, which is Lentor Mansion. So for the 2-bed 2-bath, we actually would prefer the 689 square feet. Why? Because it's the one and only classic layout. And here, if you look at this part over here, we actually went to calculate even like the entire Lentor Hill estate, right? How many dumbbell versus how many classic layout are there?
So approximately out of about 1,000 units, about 70% is the dumbbell and 20+% is the traditional in the whole of Lentor region. And plus, most of the traditional layout will be open concept kitchen. Even if you look at Lentor have a lot of traditional layout, but they are all open concept kitchen. So, which means that this layout will really stand out. So that's why I say, when we buy Lentor, we want to focus on one thing. We don't want to buy units that have a lot of supply. Supply I'm talking about, you cannot label 2-bedroom as a supply. 2-bedroom, there's still different layout, different type, different feel that you are getting. So you want to buy something that is, if you're buying in the area, there's a lot of condos units coming out. You want to buy something that's a bit more special in the area, but not compromising on your layout. So this layout is actually quite good because you still have a glass panel, semi-enclosed kitchen, you still have a nice dining area, your nice living area, your 2-bedroom, all properly done for you. So top choice, 689, but there's only stack 18. The second choice will be the 2-bed 2-bath. The 2-bed plus study, the size is a bit of a concern for me.
Yes.
So yeah, that's for
now,
the 2-bedroom.
Yep. All right, now on to the 3-bedroom analysis. 3-bedroom, we have got a 3-bedroom compact, which is 915 square feet. Very, very good layout. You can see. Would you like to explain more?
So super good layout. Why? Kitchen got window, both toilet got window.
Yes, everywhere, even the corridor also
and
got
full glass panel and full privacy, and you limit to 915 square feet. I tell you, that's really wonderful, which means that the quantum will be very affordable and you do not compromise on the layout at all. Plus, there is one more window here because the aircon latch is here, so the aircon man need to access from here, which means that your corridor area will not be too dark also. So the whole unit will be bright, the kitchen will be bright, the living room will be bright, the bedroom will be bright. The only place that will be a bit darker, I think, is only the toilets. And there's only 53 units here. And comparable, if you talk about Lentor Mansion 786, because that is one of the biggest concern that we have. But 786 Lentor Mansion, they do not have all these things that we are talking about. They do not have the kitchen window, just a kitchenette. This is really a very typical layout that a lot of people like. And honestly, this will be the upgraded choice. Which means those HDB who sell in Ang Mo Kio or whichever, who want to stay back in the same vicinity within their parents, they might not be able to afford, because they are younger group of buyers, they might not be able to afford the 3-bed premium in terms of Lentor area. So they will focus mainly on the 915. And I think the price average will be about 2250. So which means there will be unit maybe 2050. So 2050, let's say I did 2000 multiplied by 915. Wow, it's 1.8 plus million. Now where can you find a 3-bedroom nicely done up in terms of the layout? So this is one of the good units that you can focus on.
Yes. So again, right now we are going to compare with the nearby developments and whoever is your competitor. So in this particular slide, I put in Hillock Green and also Lentoria because these are not your direct competitor. Why? They don't have comparable good layouts because the kitchen, even though they have window, but it will become very dark because of this part over here. And over here, the kitchen are not glass. They don't have glass. But in terms of the sizes, you can see that they are almost the same, and there is again no privacy also.
Yeah, this one got only small glass that the light cannot come in because the light will mainly come in from here. So this is the main part. Second thing, this is actually a tucked-in kitchen. There is really not really a full kitchen that we begin with. So in terms of comparable wise, I think Lentor Central stand out here in terms of the layout. But now we look at the three others that we are comparing.
These are your comparable ones.
Correct.
Lentor Moderns is a 3-bed, 2-bath, flexi. Okay, the advantage is of course is flexi area, which is over here. And then we have kitchen with window, but also might be dark because of the block over here. However, main thing to take note is I want you guys to take a look at the transacted prices. Just now earlier we mentioned if let's say we are able to get Lentor Central at 1.8 something or 1.9, actually it's already done for in Lentor Modern.
So you go back to day one price again.
Yes.
So if you can buy, faster buy, because 1.8 plus if you can get a unit, or 1.9 plus if you can get a unit, and there's all transaction at 2.1 plus million already.
Yeah.
It's already done at 2.1 plus million, so you are in a very safe zone to actually enter. You maybe only lose out to Lentor Modern because of the flexi room.
But never mind lah. Anyway, it's all fully sold now. All these are fully sold.
Even if next time you want to resell, we also need to be comparable to all these people. Then you compare to the rest. Even Lentor Hill, the glass is like that. There's one TV box here, so it will be slightly blocked in a certain way lah. So end of the day, I would say in Lentor Central, the 915 might be one of the best layout of the 3-bedroom compact in the whole of Lentor region. Yet today you can buy back at the same price of their first day price. Honestly, even if you are buying at 2 million, I still think it's because you are advantage in terms of your layout that you are talking about, and they are already transacting at this price range. So it's easy. I always tell people, if you buy a development that people already transacted at a certain higher price, and you know that you are buying at this price point, people already buy this price. You buy 1.95, people buy 2.15, which means what? Next time, will I be able to sell 2.15? Very high possibility.
Doable.
The 2.5 need to sell how much? 2.35. If they sell 2.35, I buy 1.95, will I be able to sell 2.35? There's still a possibility. So it's a very safe entry that you are definitely talking about.
Yep.
Okay.
Now on to the 3-bedroom premium, available in one size, which is 1,076 square feet. So for this, you have two different layouts, and here we have got the RC latch. Both of us have not been to the SHOWFLAT, so we don't really have an idea like how this RC latch will affect. But judging from it, I don't think it's a big deal because it's at the back of the places that you don't actually view things over. So for this particular layout, I think one of the main things over here is the kitchen. It comes with very nice glass panel, which of course make it look bright, right?
Something very special, not seen in my so many years of career in the real estate, is the WC got window. The maid also got window. That's so special. Hey, first time see this one. Awesome.
So for this part, right, we like the layout, right? Don't get me wrong, but the main concern is that between this and the next jump, which is the 4-bedroom, is only about 108 square feet, which if we were to translate to a quantum wise, actually not a lot lah. It's about 200K.
So because the compact and the premium, the size gap is very big. And what we get additionally is a bigger kitchen, a home shelter, a bigger master, correct? But you are definitely going to pay. So the two key things. First, your difference between the compact and the premium is 161 square feet.
You're talking about the 3-bedroom
compact to premium.
The premium, yes.
Second, to the 4-bedroom is only 108 square feet.
Yes.
So you are very caught in between, and you will be much more pricier than the compact, even though you only got some slight advantage to that. So preference-wise, this is not the first choice.
Yes.
I will still go for the compact.
Yes.
If I have enough money, I will go for the 4-bedroom instead.
Yep. Which is why, our top choice for the 3-bedroom is actually the compact. Now, move on to the 4-bedroom
analysis.
All right. Okay, 4-bedroom analysis for the 4-bedroom compact and the premium is actually quite a jump because in terms of the sizes it's quite big. For the compact itself, it's only 1184 square feet. This is how you can tell that it's actually very close to the 3-bedroom earlier. All right. So what I love is that you see this space over here, like super big space for the walk-in wardrobe itself, and basically it has got everything that you need in a 4-bedroom. The downside is, of course, it comes with 2 bathroom only, one's the master and one's the common. But other than that, actually the entire usable space is very super efficient.
So if you look at here, this is another layout that you have a walk-in wardrobe, but of course this is preferred lah. So the stack 13 with this park view, with this nice walk-in wardrobe is preferred. But the main key is what? The main key is 4-bedroom all face outside. That's one thing, okay? Second thing, if you are comparing the 3 and the 4, what do you get in addition? First, you get additional bedroom. Second, your kitchen and the home shelter is the same, correct? You get additional walk-in wardrobe of 108 square feet. You get all these things. Multiplied by, let's say, 2,001 per square foot. Let's say we count as 2,000 easier. It's about 216,000. About that. About that. 216,000 differences. You get so many things. I mean, one additional bedroom in many other developments is really how much more. So that's why I say the 1184 4-bedroom is really one of the top choice unit that you can have in Lentor Central. 1184 multiplied by, I count 2002. How much? 2.6 million. For this type of layout that you are getting, if you are lucky, you can get the good Q, 2,000 per square foot. Wow. $2.3+ million for a 4-bedroom of this size. Only setback of this layout is that you do not have a wide frontage living room. But key thing,
I think it's fine.
Lentor, what is the main criteria? Lentor is still a HDB town. So main criteria, affordability to future buyers is very important.
HDB upgraders.
Correct. If they build 1184, which means that they will compromise on some of the layout, some of the size, but this is still a layout that is very efficient. Okay, both I think definitely is okay because even stack 8 and stack 13. 13 you have a bigger wardrobe, right? But 8 you got a bigger master. So it's your choice what you really prefer.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, so for compact itself, we are targeting the HDB upgraders. Now let's take a look at the premium, which is close to 1,400 square feet. Okay, so for the premium, we have got again 2 stacks, okay, but in only one size. Over here, you can see a very distinctive difference. Is the living area is significantly longer. I mean, it's a landscape, right? It's about 5.35 meter, thereabout, if I'm not wrong. Then your kitchen, you have a very good yard storage space, etc. And most importantly, the entire kitchen is whole thing. Usually that is half only, but this is the whole kitchen.
Yeah, half.
Yeah.
So here is glass panel. I really think that the light will come in very well because not just here, the front, the back, here everything is all window.
Yeah.
And you have a very good proper store, yard, WC, washer area, everything is in. Then plus so what is the main difference? First, in terms of the 4 compact and the 4 premium, the yard and the store, correct? And plus there is a third toilet. So there's a third toilet that is attached to the 4-bedroom. And the living room longer. So yard, store, living room bigger plus additional bar. This is the additional things that you are getting for paying 215 square feet more, which means easily 400K more, which I think not say cannot, but preferred is still the 1184.
Yes, correct.
Honestly, you buy this type of layout, what can I say? When you want to sell, there's not much people competing with you. But of course, it's a bit more difficult to find quantum of this range in Lentor region also. Key thing is that the financing, the down payment, everything will be bigger, which means that if you make the same amount of money, comparing 1184 and 1399, then 1399 might not be a better choice because you put in a lot more money here. Correct,
your down payment needs to be more.
And in this range of budget, you can have a lot of choices in many places.
Yep. So let's compare the bigger 4-bedroom because we already know that the 4-bedroom compact very, very affordable, right, for HDB upgraders. Now let's take a look at the 4-bedroom premium. What are the comparable layouts in the neighborhood. So the only two that comes actually very close is actually Hillock Green and also Lentor Hill Residences. Both have very wide frontage. In fact, there are some 4-bedroom premium over here actually still don't have wide frontage. So Lentor Central's size of 1399 square feet, 4-bedroom is actually one of the best in this area. And over here, you can see how the layout is being panned out.
4.99, 5.5, 5.35. So actually 5.35 is actually quite good. So in terms of the layout wise, I think for Lentor Hill always have one of the best layout. But Lentor Hill got one big problem is here. You see this part? You see this thing? Hillock Green also have. But Hillock Green a bit smaller. You saw? If you go to a SHOWFLAT, you will see a metal piece. They say used to hold the window. I don't know what is happening, but they do that. But after harmonization, you don't see anymore. It's straight away to the window one. The space are more usable. This space, I don't know how to use. You have to customize your furniture in order to fit in. So in terms of the fine details, I think Central still have a better layout in comparison to the rest.
So our top choice for the investment unit, right, is actually the most compact 4-bedroom. I took a better location, however, not very far off. It's only 4 kilometers within this area. Their 4-bedroom, they have also similar compact ones and also premium ones. Their compact is actually 1259 because this is pre-harmonized, okay? Then their premium one is 1,006. But you look at in terms of their 4-bedroom, the ROI, right, actually very, very similar.
So it's 139% to 149 versus 141. In terms of ROI, is the same.
Yes.
But what we are trying to say is that if we want to invest, we don't want to put in so much money. In a nutshell, simpler to say, 1184, I can make the same amount of ROI versus the 1399. Then I might as well buy the 1184.
Yes.
That's number one. Second thing, this is J-scape. J-scape area, there is a lot of high transacted property. In terms of HDB, they are all the record one, correct? So there might be a better chance that J-scape area, they prefer all the bigger units. But honestly, Lentor is not proven that the bigger units can move.
Because there's no track record yet.
No track record yet. So I would think that the 1184 is still a safer choice to begin with. But if you want to buy a good layout, nice layout, better layout, then 1399 I think is really a nice layout that you can.
Yes, this is why our own stay preference will be the 4-bedroom. But of course, I still personally feel that the 4-bedroom compact is very worthy of investment because it's so cheap.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So in terms of the whole Lentor, I definitely think that the 3, the 4 is really something that you can look at. The 2-bedroom, if you got some budget constraint, this is something that you can also consider. But the key thing that I want to run through today is why do we do the Lentor Central analysis very different from what we did for Parktown, Alta and Ori. The key differences is I do not think that we will have a crazy amount of check for Lentor Central. So you have a very good chance of buying if you put the check in. And from there, you also have a chance really to look through the video and to choose the right kind of units that you want, which means that you really still have some balance unit for you to choose from. That's why our focus today is on the layout, on which to buy first, what are the first choice unit, what are the top choice unit. But in other developments, our focus is on the price strategy and how do we predict the price for you to prepare yourself better for the balloting. Because that one, no choice. You can only buy or don't buy. So you better prepare yourself to be understanding whether you want to go ahead. So for Lentor Central is slightly different. We are going back to last time how we do the analysis. We will change according to the market, according to what we feel the project will move. If the project will move fast, we will use the price strategy way to actually help you all. If the project is not those that is moving really fast, we will talk about the layout and in terms of the phasing and pricing, all these things, which one is more suitable, so that the video can help you to make a good decision in terms of your purchase. Yeah, so key thing here, we can still go back to the day one price and we still have some units that we can actually choose if you really want to take part in the balloting on Lentor Central. Yep.
And that will be all for our analysis for Lentor Central. We will see you at the SHOWFLAT.
Bye.